The IRS has just seized all of Quavo's assets, and his reaction on camera made all his fans cry. The Migos rapper has been hit with a tax lien worth nearly $3 million. According to TMZ, who broke the story on March 4th, documents filed in January show that Uncle Sam hit Quavo, whose legal name is Quavo Marshall, with a federal tax lien for money they say he owed for 3 separate years. Now let's break down the numbers. He allegedly owes $915,660 for 2021, $887,486 for 2022, and $1,109,497.79 for 2023. In total, he's on the hook for $2,912,644.33. That is 3 consecutive years of unpaid federal taxes. Not 1 missed year, not 2, but 3 years straight, where the IRS says Quavo did not settle his tab. Now here's where it gets even more concerning. The IRS has now placed a lien on Quavo's property, including his 11,000 square foot home in Alpharetta, Georgia. For those who don't know, a federal tax lien does not automatically result in asset seizure, but it does attach to a taxpayer's property and can affect credit, business dealings, and future financial transactions until the debt is resolved. When a taxpayer fails to pay a tax debt after the IRS has assessed it and issued a demand for payment, the agency can file a lien against that person's property. Filing a lien is typically one of the earlier steps in the IRS collection process and does not mean the agency has moved to seize assets. A levy, which is the actual taking of property, is a separate and later action, so the IRS has not taken anything yet, but they have put the legal groundwork in place to do so if Quavo does not resolve this. And this is not the first time Quavo has had tax trouble. This is not the first time Quavo has been notified of unpaid income taxes. Last year, Georgia's Department of Revenue served him with 2 liens totaling $496,000 for unpaid state taxes and related penalties from 2022 and 2023. So if you add the state liens to the federal lien, we're talking about a combined tax debt approaching $3.4 million. As of the report, Quavo has not responded to the allegations. Now here's the part that makes this even more interesting. Quavo is not the only Migos member dealing with IRS problems. Former Migos rapper Offset just got his tax lien released last December. He paid off his 7-figure tax bill of $1,575,266.73 for 2022. But even after paying that, Offset still allegedly owes $486,426.35 in taxes for 2023 and $292,000 for 2021. His massive bill was a major point of his divorce battle with Cardi B. According to TMZ, one of his conditions was for Cardi to cover his massive tax bill. So both remaining members of Migos have been dealing with the IRS separately, and both owe in the millions. Now what makes all of this even more notable is that Quavo has actually spoken about his finances before. In a 2023 interview with Revolt TV's Big Facts podcast, Quavo touched on his finances, explaining how the music industry strengthened his money management. He said the game taught him how to spend money, how to use it, how to save it, and just learning how to manage it with taxes and all that. He went on to talk about how the money came in fast early in his career. He said they didn't have a bank account for 5 or 6 years straight and used to hide money in the floors and the walls. So by his own words, handling money was something he learned over time. The question now is whether those lessons translated into actually paying the IRS on time, because the documents suggest they did not. Despite the tax issues, Quavo has an estimated net worth of $40 million, and he's not slowing down. Quavo is now working on his 3rd solo album, Sachamo, expected to arrive later this year. The rapper teased the project back in October, suggesting he and producer Pharrell had already finished. He's currently promoting his headlining set at Mad Island Festival in St. Martin at the end of the month. So while the IRS is filing paperwork, Quavo is still booking shows and recording music. Large and irregular income, multiple revenue streams, touring income, royalties, and endorsement deals can create complicated tax situations, particularly when financial management falls short of what the volume of income requires. That's the reality for a lot of high-earning entertainers. The money comes in from so many different directions that things fall through the cracks, and when they do, the IRS comes calling. For Quavo, that call is now worth nearly $3 million, and the clock is ticking.